Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. We have another supporter stream here tonight. We're going to be talking today about some AI type stuff. Let me know if there's an echo. I had to do some weird things with my audio initially, but we should be pretty good. How's everybody doing today? Hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot to unmute people. All right, you're unmuted now.
Yeah. Doing good here.
All right.
Allergies are mopping me up all over the place.
Oh no, the allergies are back. The allergies are back. All right. And I think Selby stepped away for more coffee. I got some tea. I think I got a country peach tea with some honey. Very tasty. It's the heat wave is upon us. How do we go? Earlier this week I ran the heater, and now it's so stinking hot I had to find places where I can hide in the shade and open the door and run the fans all day because it's global something, but it's not warming, it's not cooling, it's just global something. We'll just call it that, right? Whether or not we have much to do with that, I have no idea. I highly suspect. We can blame Russia though, because a volcano did just blow up in Russia and threw a bunch of ash and cloud and smoke up there in the Russian atmosphere. So we can blame Russia. It is Russia's fault, or it's Orange Man Bad's fault. One of those two. It was either Orange Man Bad was on Russia's side, and then Russia going to war caused the planet Mother Earth got mad, and then Mother Earth caused a volcano to go off in Russia, and that caused climate change. So we're going with that. If there's any discrediting to that, that's fine. We're here to talk about some AI today. Let's check in on our comments today. YouTube comments are doing weird stuff.
So speaking of temperatures, my car has been acting up for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
How's temperature?
2 or 3 weeks ago, I got into my car and it claimed that it was 80 degrees Celsius outside. It's been doing that for 2 weeks now. And today when I started it, I thought, it's back to just 8 degrees Celsius, which is the correct one. So.
80 degrees Celsius, if your car's in 80 degrees Celsius, you're either in hell or in Venus. Which one. So
I was wondering if the global warming is actually had started to show up.
It might have.
I found it on a backup.
Oh, okay. The Firefox key. I pushed upgrades on my computer. I actually pushed all the system upgrades, and then and of course the new version. Nothing broke, but the new version of Firefox is so abominable. I basically wish it did. You. Excellent, thank you. So I pushed all the updates because I couldn't get VirtualBox working, and so for whatever reason, VirtualBox decided to blow itself up, and so really the only fix for it was to purge it all, run a full system upgrade, and then reinstall VirtualBox.
Kernel module.
Yeah, well, nothing happened. VirtualBox works again, which is good. The only snafu here is that the current version of Firefox needs burnt with fire. We need to burn that fox because holy hell, Firefox is getting really, really, really bad. Right now, it's how do you not listen to your users as a free and open source system? It's because the whole company's woke, But it's they pushed out the new version. I think it was 1.10. They had this stupid plugin icon in the corner. And it's just this is here. And it was dude, this is a cluttered mess. So you could go in for one version and the about config and put something in and get rid of it. But they have blocked that from working now. So you have this permanent plugin icon there. I think if you use custom CSS, you can get rid of it. I might actually try and roll that out because I do not like cluttered messes, and I do not want this stupid plugin icon. Oh, and the other thing that doesn't seem to be working, I can't tell for sure. uBlock Origin does not seem to be working, at least here. Now, it is on my same computer, a different user account. I have all of my different YouTube channels on different user accounts on the same computer. And uBlock Origin works there, but it doesn't seem to be working on this computer. No idea.
It works for me just fine on LibreWolf and Firefox.
Yeah, I don't know.
I both open.
I don't know. I have attempted to install it, uninstall it, reinstall it, hide it, block it, rebuild it. Nothing. uBlock Origin does it. I mean, it does not show up in my icon. But oh well, it's we'll deal with it. It doesn't usually block a lot anyway because my ad blocking script is pretty good.
Computer.
Apparently I do, but this is why I don't like pushing system upgrades. The anchorage is on. Greetings. Linux Bites to Hell. How's it going, Linux Bites to Hell? Is Kitty okay? Kitty is okay. Yeah, one kitty was just here. He is now drinking some water because it's hot. Bird Unkind. Oh, hello, Dr. Rob, by the way. Nice to see you again. Good evening, says Bird Unkind. Commodore Fan 64. Greetings to you. Stars Way working. Sort of back. Awesome. Very good. All right, over on Odyssey, where everyone ought to see this, Tin Man is going to be a slur in 30 years. I'm not looking forward to those upcoming race riots. Well, that's why I grab copies of every book that I can find. I don't want any of that. Oh, somebody, by the way, in response to our video last week where we talked about a Styx video, somebody in the comments did leave us the message saying Styx looks a whole lot better than all of us, so that's okay. Just wanted to throw that out. And I said, he is younger than most of us, so that's a possible reason. He talks about things from his childhood, and I'm like, man, you're young.
I'm the resident boomer.
Yeah. Why VirtualBox versus KVM? I use a couple different versions of virtualization for different applications. So in this case, I was testing out. I was trying to test out a brand new, still in alpha Linux distribution, and it wasn't working on GNOME boxes. So I said, well, let's try it on VirtualBox, and then VirtualBox just wasn't working. And since I got that up, maybe I tried it since then, and it didn't work there either, so I don't know. Anyone try the new Molvad browser? If so, any good? You must not watch the midweek videos, because I actually did a video on it. Was that Monday, I think?
Yes.
Or was it last Saturday? I think it was Saturday. I actually did a whole review of Molvad browser. I am actually going to do, somebody suggested a comparative between Molvad and LibreWolf, so I think I might do that soon. Who knows? Maybe that'll be this weekend's video.
What is Molvad a fork of? Firefox?
Yes, it is Firefox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it was a Tor browser type thing.
Yep. Over on Rumble, 14 watching. Let's give our user counts. We have 15 on the Tubies. We got 18 on the Odyssey, and we got 15 over on the Rumbles. Lemon Heap. Greetings. Rumble should have custom emotes like Odyssey. All right. I should drink more tea. I enjoy it one time at a Japanese restaurant, but still find myself going to other drinks for no good reason. I do coffee in the morning. I do tea in the evening, so I enjoy my tea.
And please give us some thumbs up too.
Still like Firefox because I can customize my toolbar. Not much anymore. Kind of scary how bad the management can be, even in the face of fierce competition. Yeah, I don't really want Firefox to die, but my lord, would you start listening to your users? People leaving comments over on DLive. Yeah, DLive is actually working tonight. For some reason, it was not working the other night, but it seems to be working. Got back from a doctor this afternoon. They're putting you up on fenofibrate. Said my cholesterol is up.
I'm allergic to that stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't worry about your cholesterol levels unless it's the.
I broke out in red dots from head to toe using that stuff, and I had to take a week off of work because it looked like I had adult-sized chicken pox.
Yeah, there you go. Murdy Media, sup, yo, sup. I got a great story about the word sup, but we're already pretty late. So if you remind me at the end, I'll tell you about my funny story about the word sup. Who'd think of it? Story about that. But we're going to talk here a little bit about AI. And where is AI going to take us? Of course, we've seen on the Weekly News Roundup how Google put out a directive not too long ago saying, everybody cram AI into everything that we have. We're going to adopt AI with reckless abandon. Microsoft says, hold your beer, yo. Watch this. And they start throwing it in with reckless abandon, and they lay off their whole AI team. Remember when they laid off the whole QA team and then released Windows 10, and that was an abomination? Yeah. Well, now they released the whole AI ethics team. This is not about the AI team, the AI ethics team. What should or shouldn't we do? What are the limitations we should think about using AI for? Get rid of all those guys. Double down on the AI guys. Let's see how far we can get it. What can go wrong? I mean, this is the company that gave us the amazing AI like Tay. Less said about that, the better. What do you guys think? Where is AI going to take us? I don't really have a specific agenda other than a fun conversation about it. So whoever wants to jump in first.
So my first reaction when I saw the headline for today's topic was that there's no, and this is due to me being a believer in Christ. I think that the AI is going to be highly actively used during the end times scenario. There is this image that is going to be given life, and it quite possibly might be some sort of AI involved in doing that.
Yeah, there is actually a Church of the AI, which of course popped up in San Francisco.
Of course there is.
But yeah, they do focus on the future of AI with some interesting beliefs, very fascinating. But yeah, so is there a place for AI imagery in the end times? Possibility. I do actually have a friend who used to be a teacher, and one of his former students worked for a tech company in Israel, working on basically, as he described, the predecessor of the Mark of the Beast. And I found it very interesting Israel was working on such a thing. It was basically payment chips, digital IDs, all this type of stuff. They said that we already have the technology, but society's not ready for that yet. And so they're literally just banking it, waiting for the best time to cram it in, whether it's, global unrest or kufis or financial collapse or something else. Of course, we know that, is it July? I think United States federal currency is turning on a brand new central digital currency that is quote unquote optional right now, but looking like the end times are coming, guys. Anyway else, Dan, you were going to jump in?
Well, the genie is out of the bottle, and you can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's just not going to be possible.
Yep.
This AI is slowly going to evolve in things where it's going to start taking over people's jobs. And it's going to start with the people that do writing and coding and stuff like that, and then move forward on out from that area, and its limits will be for people that actually do physical labor, like fix potholes when they do get fixed, or work on infrastructure, or clean hotel rooms, and, jobs nobody wants to do. And it's going to take over all this stuff very slowly. As a matter of fact, when I watched Fran's video, she says this stuff is not going to be, coming out in a decade. It's going to come out fast. It'll be 5 years, and we're going to start having problems with it beyond control. And the thing is with it is, we already have, you get on the phone and you got to use the phone selector to select a department and everything else. Now you're going to get on the phone and it's going to direct you to a particular AI for your problem.
Yeah.
That's one concern that I have about it. And another concern I have is, you have something wrong with you. You go to the hospital. The doctor's got to consult the AI. The AI tells the doctor, you need this. Then the doctor's got to consult the insurance company. The insurance company has gathered all through its AI, all your personal data that you put online on Twitter and on Facebook and everything else. And then the AI is going to either accept your claim or deny it completely because you're not healthy enough to be worthy enough for the AI to grant it. Yeah, it's these things, that are really concerning. And, Elon Musk come out and he wrote a letter and he had a bunch of other big tech giants add to the letter, and you read it a few times and look at it. And the more you look at the letter, it's like, okay, this ain't it basically says we should slow down and stop for a while and reevaluate what we're doing with this. Mm-hmm. And you know what it is? It's the almighty dollar. They're going to be the first ones in under the letter to actually execute all this stuff.
Yeah.
And companies are going to use this because it makes them dollars. The bottom end is the dollars. The AI, puts dollars in their pocket by getting rid of employees and stuff like that, and cutting corners.
Sure. Now I have that Fran Blanche video on the screen here. Is that basically a summary of what was in that video? Or if not, can you summarize that video?
Well, that video, I just summarized part of it where she talks about the AI is going to actually probably accelerate faster than we think. And like I told you, the people that wrote the letter are probably going to be the first ones to actually undermine it. And what the letter is something to appease people's fears.
Yeah,
and it's nothing more than that.
Yeah,
and she talks about just like I said, there will still be jobs for menial tasks, but there'll be a big thing where even people that have meaningful jobs or fulfilling jobs won't even be able to work them anymore because they'll be kicked to the curb due to the AI. And you're going to wind up with a nation of people that can only do menial labor where they can find work to do it, and the rest of everybody will be unemployed.
Yeah, which is why the AI revolution is going to come with a heavy push for a UBI. If you're unfamiliar with that term, it's a universal basic income. We got to keep our people alive. But I want to focus, before we talk about that briefly, I want to focus on something else you said earlier, where it's the AI is going to be determining if somebody gets the treatment, because the AI is going to do a cost benefit of the worth of the person, kind of like how iRobot is the movie, not the book, the movie, where Will Smith's character is mad at the robots because it made a decision based upon statistics, not a decision based upon ethics and life and heart and philosophy and spirit. And these are those things, no matter how much training you put into a computer, you cannot do. We cannot give an AI the ability to determine who has value in life, because life itself is sanctified in its principle. And the AI cannot be convinced of that. It looks at pass fail. It looks at the numbers. Whatever the ultimate end goal is, goes. Ivan, you want to jump in?
Yeah, sure. I saw the headline today and I had a big smile on my face, but because talking about AI and it's like I don't want to necessarily be the resident sci-fi geek or anything, but I went right to my fandom for Battlestar Galactica and the first few lines from the miniseries, which was way back in 2003. Where it's what's it? I've got it right here. The Cylons were created by man. What do you know? AI, we created it. They were created to make life easier on the 12 colonies. So that's 12 planets of the system. And then the day came when the Cylons decided to kill their masters. That sentence, I am terrified that might happen here. And it's and someone's going to go, well, who dropped the ball? And it'll be too late to even ask it.
Microsoft, they laid off the AI ethics team.
Yeah. So it's like I look at it, I'm like, look at all the AI that's being developed today, and it's like, are we keeping it in check? Do people know to keep it in check? To make sure that it's still a machine and trying to take the not allowing it to, even in the remote future, become sentient, because once that happens, all bets are off. So
Are there any AI science fiction stories where the AI does not take over the world?
The only one that I know of is the movie 2010. The computer named Sal, S-A-L, which was a female voice, versus Hal, which was a male's voice. Neither of them wanted to destroy the world. Hal just had some screws go loose, and he wanted.
Yeah, the problem that Hal had was that he was instructed by the company sending it to space to hide information from the two technicians who were driving the ship all those years out to Pluto, and didn't know how to handle that.
Yeah, that's sort of like Alien, where the the cyborgs had the hidden mission of bringing this alien back for study, and nobody knew about it. So very similar. Of course, I look back. Of course, I'm not as. I mean, I like sci-fi, but I'm not a huge. I don't seek out the most obscure stuff. So I know Terminator, of course, seeks to destroy the world. Matrix, I believe that was AI, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Enslaving the population for its own use. The only one that at least had benevolent values that still end up enslavement is the movie rendition of iRobot, which was, if you're unfamiliar with it, is basically a continuation of the book. But in that, because of the 3 laws and the AI inside of Vicky, it comes to the final conclusion that the only way to follow the 3 laws to ultimately protect the human race is to imprison them all from themselves. And even that's not a good thing. So it boils down that ultimate principle. What is more important, your safety or your freedom? And I'd rather have the freedom and let me manage my own safety the best that I can.
Yes.
So
that goes side by side by our Constitution. People left the European Union and came to this country and wrote a constitution of freedom because they wanted to be free of kings and queens and everything that Europe had to offer.
Yeah. Somebody's asked about what about the Twiggly in the original series? Who's Twiggly and what series is that from? Anybody?
Twiggly. It doesn't sound familiar.
Idea. Yeah. Anyway, we'll look into that in a bit. So here's my general take. AI itself, I don't think AI is like, we think of AI in the perspective of these movies. We talk about a true, genuine AI. But AI, at least as we currently have it, it's not specifically self-learning. It basically is complicated algorithms based upon the data given it. So it's not true AI. It responds to the stimuli it's fed. It's just fed a lot more information. It's given a lot more variables and a lot better processor. In my early takes, now this is subject to change, but in the current takes, as I started looking at AI as being used in ChatGPT, AI is being used in essays, AI is being used in search algorithms, I think it's going to cause a huge decline in the competencies of people, and the competencies of people are going to decline so rapidly that we will basically lose the ability to have half-functioning brains.
And that is so true.
Yeah, and in light of that, it's going to cause us as a population to, if we think that and the IQ of the world has dropped. Some people say it's because of the addictions to social media or to the great stimuli, the lack of sitting down and using our brains and reading books. We are instead driven along by the media entertainment. If you have not read the book by Neil Postman in the 80s, Amusing Ourselves to Death, you need to go read that book because he really describes it really well, where he talks about the early 80s education. If you're from like my generation, we wheeled in the TV cart and you knew you had a movie that day and it was all excited. The TV cart's coming into the classroom, you know? And so you roll the TV cart in and they put in like Reading Rainbow or something, which is this PBS special to give us these educational type videos where we're supposed to learn a little bit about what's going on based on the things on there. Well, Neil Postman writes about these principles and these levels and saying, when we move from doing our own study to passively consuming it through TV information, we can pick up a little bit of disjointed information from the media entertainment, but we never really process it like we do if we're writing it down. This is why when I was a college professor, I hated the online homework systems. The online homework systems, even the best ones, only look for, do you have the right answer? It cared nothing for the process to get there. And as you're doing the complicated work of chemistry, which is what I taught, it's the process that causes you to learn. I don't care if you can tell me what the answer is, how many moles it takes to neutralize this base. I care, can you walk through the process by which you do that? Media entertainment does not do that. And what AI is starting to do is take care of that and give us the final answer without allowing us to process. So I did the video, which got almost no views, and that totally shocked me. I don't know if it's just algorithmically demoted, but I did a video just about 2 or 3 weeks ago looking at AI search engines, and you ask these AI search engines an answer, a question, and it gives you simply a brief summary of 1 or 2 pages that you might find out of the first 10 or 20 pages of the search engine results. So it has removed your ability to do research. It has removed the ability to give you a bunch of links, and it has given you what you believe is the gospel truth. And so this leads to a declining of a society, but also a society that is easy to push in the direction that powers that be would like it to go. And that is really a dangerous thing. So that's kind of my monologue.
Well, like in the Fran video I was talking about, in the future, these AIs will have the ability to write their own code in flops. And this is what's going to really accelerate some problems. Somebody's going to mess up somewhere, and the AIs will be able to try and test different codes to improve themselves. Mm-hmm. Now, the second video I dropped in the Element general chat area has to do with NVIDIA's new project with their H100 processors, which are 9 times faster than any of the AI processors we're using right now. And they're stackable modular units too. You can build as many, the server as big as you want. Mm-hmm. And it uses much less power too. And you get into a situation where the AIs start experimenting with their own code. We're done. I mean, we're going to be a society that's going to be pushed around into decisions made for us by computers.
Yeah, and the powers that be have the ability to move those computers in the direction they want.
There'll be a point where the powers to be can't turn them off.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think what the better application is, the powers that be take over and say, we have 10,000 more elderly people in our population than we should. Let's feed a little thing into the algorithm that starts killing off a few of them by denying insurance for money reasons. Right. You think that's far-fetched, but that's exactly been proposed by a lot of different people in the globalist circles.
Yeah, even your medications. If you have diabetes or something like that, you need life-supporting medications. The AIs can say, "Well, don't give this guy this medication anymore. It's too expensive."
Yeah. The cost, we have run our cost benefit and determined that your life is not worth it. So
because in the bottom end, all these companies are looking at the bottom line and their stockholders. If their stockholders aren't happy, they got to start robbing more people.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the issues with the medical industrial complex is that they like it when the insurance company pays because they make the money too, and then the insurance company gets a little bit of kickback. There's a lot of other shenanigans that goes on in the background as well, but
that begs a difficult question here. If nobody's working because the AIs are all working and the companies are making great money and making their shareholders happy, what do we all do? Not work, sit home and play the stock market?
Yeah,
hope we get a meal out of the next trade.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, that's why they have the UBI. Let's get to the UBI in a minute, but I do want to answer this. What if Jesus returns as an AI? Will you reject your AI Jesus? He will not return as an AI. In fact, the AI itself could, as Salbu pointed out earlier, the AI itself could be part of the unholy trinity. Because if you look at the Revelation and you look at what's going on in the end times in the book of Revelation, we talk about, there's not just the Antichrist, there's the false prophet, the Antichrist, and the beast. 3 elements, just like the Holy Trinity is 3 elements: God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. The unholy trinity is trying to be an image of the Holy Trinity. And so any form of AI Jesus that comes back is pretty much a sign it's one of the parts of the unholy trinity. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And if Jesus doesn't, and if there is a Jesus that shows up that doesn't come down from the sky, then it's not a real one.
Yep. I'll throw in right here. At 9:00 today on my Christian channel, we will be doing the wrap up of the book of Hosea. So we went through all 14 chapters of the book of Hosea expositionally over, I think, 15 or 16 lessons. So we'll drop a link for that at the end of this show here. So if you're interested in that such content, we'll go ahead and drop the link for that. But we are wrapping up Hosea for now. Let's talk UBI because I think that UBI is the thing that's going to come in with the proliferation of AI, as AI and computers. In fact, there's an article my friend just sent me today, Fresh Vintage, if you're watching, thank you. He just sent me an article today about some I'm waiting for Joshua Fluke to do a video on this one as well, because some employees are saying that they're getting a few different jobs and managing multiple jobs at the same time utilizing AI. So they're having like 3 or 4 full-time jobs because they're managing AI to do this. Well, companies are seeing this and saying, well, why are we having these people here? Let's get rid of the people and just use the AI. And we're going to see a lot of jobs being lost over AI and robots. It's not just AI. It's going to be AI. It's going to be robots. It's going to be advancing technologies. It's going to be other things. Companies are going to get leaner. They're going to do that. And so what do you do with all these people? Well, you have to have some form of UBI. Of course, we have to figure out where the money behind that's going to come from, and that's a different story. But what do you guys think about the whole UBI discussion in the midst of this?
I have never heard of this, so I don't really have anything.
Oh, really?
To say.
Yeah, you should look into it. It's very frightening. There's been a couple localized studies in the United States and a couple localized studies in Canada. The basic idea, UBI, universal basic income, is that every person in society, regardless of socioeconomic status, gets a minimum amount of income that is determined the amount that one would need to live.
Yeah.
Now, I just don't think that it would generally be a good idea. What you're going to see is the people, just like the movie, I cannot remember the name of that movie. I got to buy it so I remember. What's the name of the movie where people have the time and then they buy and sell with their time on their wrist? What's the name of that movie?
Oh, God, I have that movie too.
Yeah, I think
in
have
time, just in time or something.
In time, I think. Yeah. So just like that movie In Time, if you give people UBI, you give people universal basic income, they're not going to spend it on their bills. They're going to spend it on your pleasures because that's human nature. Yeah. What makes a person spend it on their bills and not their pleasures is discipline, and you lose discipline when you are handed things. This is why spoiled brats make the best candidates for the Jerry Springer show, because they're completely spoiled, they're unhinged, they have no form of discipline, and they just run amok doing whatever they want, and they just cannot figure out why the whole world is against them. That's crazy. Yeah. Whereas if you do start giving UBI, give it to somebody who's disciplined. They're just going to take the UBI and invest it, and they're going to make a whole lot more money. And you're going to increase the wealth gap. Yeah. That's kind of.
So I have heard about universal basic income, but the abbreviation you used, that was the first time I heard.
Yeah, UBI is what it's called. Yep.
Yeah.
So go ahead if whoever wants to jump in. I talked.
So we have some form of that in this in Norway. Due to our oil revenue, and it started a little bit before that, but we have always had a social safety net for anyone who, for some reason, is out of a job. Then the government will take care of your basic needs, and you are highly encouraged to get a job or some way to earn money. But no one is living on the streets unless they really want to.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's honestly, it's much the same.
We used to have something like that here in the state, and it was provided by the state. And this was like back in the 80s. It was called general assistance, and the government. Yeah, the government would give you a baseline amount of money to pay for your rent and your basic utilities, and you to this date you can still get what we call a bridge card, but actually it's a food card, and they used to call it food stamps. Mm-hmm. So you get like $100 on your food card a month per person.
Yeah, in New Hampshire here we call it SNAP.
Yeah, well, Snap is generally there's a few different common ones on the federal. Snap is one of them. WIC is one of them, and then a few local areas are going to have a few other ones as well.
But
I
I
think
don't
Snap
think
is
this
the general welfare. I think
this basic,
WIC is women
you
and
get
children.
X amount of money a month just to pay your bills from a program because the AIs took it all away. You're going to want some up and above the normal thing, some toys or something.
Mm-hmm.
You'll want to go out and find a way to make some money to get that stuff, or else life ain't really is not. You might as well stay in bed and let the AI mow your grass and cook your food and everything else.
And that's really the thing is once AI takes away all the jobs. Now, I mean, we'll get a little sexist here for a moment. The typical man wants to do something. He wants to have something. He wants to build something. He wants to grow something. He wants to hunt something. That's the way a typical man wants. And if you take away all of that, you've taken away the man himself, and that's problematic. And it's going to cause a lot of it. But in reality, that's kind of the where they want us to go anyway, because they want us to be a castrated society as it is, if not literally, figuratively. So you get that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, but all this kind of starts with AI and robotics. You have to throw robotics into the same thing, which is it brings our society to a terrifying place.
There is a reason that the word man cave exists because a typical man needs some space that is his domain, where he rules in what to do.
Yeah, I hate the idea, the concept of a man cave. I think it's something that is extended from a pussy whooped society, because in the full reality of the world, the man should be the leader of his home. And if he has to have everything inside of one little cave, this is my dominion, woman, and then all this, we have completely upended the plan.
What it has become could be something to be worked on a little bit. The initial idea is that a typical man should have, or some men, I should say, needs to have some space where they can do what they want without anyone saying you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, let me throw in the balance for that. For you who think I'm a male chauvinist, sexist pig or something, the balance between that is that the man should be running his home in a very decent manner. With the man controls the home, but the woman controls the neck. It needs to be a solid partnership where both have a lot of good things in the midst. But I mean, our society is going to be driven away if we do not stop and slow down. And, reinstate the AI ethics teams and things like that. But if we just allow AI to run rimshot over the world, man, it's going to lead us to a really bad and really, really frightening place really fast.
The man cave thing's kind of, a lot of men have really strenuous jobs. I worked one for 25 years where I went out and fixed other people's equipment, and the day just seemed to go on and on and on. And by the time I got home, I was exhausted. I didn't even want to talk to my wife, my cat, my dog. I just wanted to go man cave somewhere.
Yeah, disappear for a bit. Yep. I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah, and the man cave is different for every man, because some men they like to take a walk, and some need to go hunting every now and again. Or everyone has their way of relaxing and winding off the normal job, and for some men that is just getting home and talking to your wife and kids and just doing something else, which is healthy.
Yeah, but when you come home so tired that it's very hard for you to carry on a conversation with anybody, because your mind is reduced down to 5 megahertz.
Yeah, there you go. All of my resources have been used. Time to recharge. Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, I've never gotten that low of on the spectrum.
I mean, as a college professor, I worked like 80 hours a week, which was insane. So, I mean, that was kind of crazy. But after that, I stopped doing that. It's just like I kind of lived pretty like. outside of that, I mean, after I did that, I pretty much live my life by my own schedule. I mean, I've been working at home for 15 years now, so it's just like, yeah, that's kind of good, you know. But now it's like I have so much experience in technology. I could do one of these standard work at home jobs much easier. Maybe I should go pick one up and pay down all the bills, you know, just be done.
Let me ask you this, Tom. You do a lot of web development and stuff like that. What are you going to do when an AI steps in and starts doing that for you?
You know, usually fix all the problems it makes. It's the same thing with like when everybody was outsourcing everything to third world nations. They would only hire those guys once, and then they would have to hire me to fix all the problems. So much that, you know. There's things AIs can't do. You know, we're right now working on a marketing strategy with one of the companies I work with, and you know, I'm kind of in charge of the website and tech related stuff and things like that.
Where I'm getting a lot of information from a lot of other people that this AI stuff, people are not thinking ahead well enough.
Correct.
It's going to come faster than you think it is. It's not going to come in a decade. It's going to come in 2 or 3 or 5 years at the most.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing we can do is I can learn how to utilize it for my workflow, and I can use that and be able to push out better websites cheaper and more, and then use the AI then to market the services and basically increase volume.
I mean,
but it doesn't matter if you increase
the AI
volume
worked out for you and you could use it to, you know, do more work and make more money.
Yeah, I mean, I should utilize it more. Like one of the things I'd like to enlist like ChatGPT to write a chapter or two in the next science fiction novel just to see. That would be an interesting thing to do. You know, just because it's like, okay, let's see how that worked. The problem is we're still trying to see what the impact of AI is. Of course, when you start releasing AI on science fiction novels, you know, publishers start shutting down because they do not want to deal with it. They want, you know, by and large, it's the question. Do you want, as a science fiction publishing house, do you want to have just the mass content of mediocre stuff pushed out by the AI, or do you want to have high quality stuff pushed out by a human?
This is where
Synaptology
comes in for the next book. You can put the AI in the book with the Synaptology person.
Yeah, I have some ideas to do that. I'm having a little bit of, actually I'm having a lot of writer's block with book 2 of that series, so I cannot, like, I have a couple chapters written and I'm just like, I have no idea where to go from here. I am completely stuck.
And this is one of the topics that the Linus Tech Tips have talked about in their recent van shows in the last couple of months, and that is for people who have who are writing something and they have a block of some kind and they don't get any ideas. They could ask ChatGPT to do something. Which give them something to start with and maybe get some ideas.
Yeah, I mean, in the writing, that'd be writer's prompts, which I could easily do something like that for writer's prompts. That'd be interesting. So you know, there's a lot of things going on, but I have so much on my plate right now. I'm just trying to figure out which direction to go half the time. So I just get so laid out, I just sit there staring at the computer screen. You know,
and just like ChatGPT now is useful for people to get ideas or help them do something. The AI it's not only terrible and future hell and so on. Some of this is actually going to be helpful for society, but the danger is going too far.
Yeah, that's the thing. We need to ream it in a little bit. All right, we're going to check in on comments. So if anybody sees any comments you want to specifically say. We have, we have 17 currently watching on the Tubies. We got 19 currently watching on Odysseys, and we got 22 currently watching on Rumble. So Rumble is our winner right now. Very good. So let's check in on Rumble. And a compromise between freedom and safety means that you'll get neither anyways. Yes. It's actually many of the high-paying workers, lawyers, doctors, and artists who can be out of work and all the jobs people don't want will survive. Yeah, you can't exactly get an AI to fix a sewer, you know?
Well, eventually it's going to mutate and evolve just like everything else on this planet has from when it was born.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll check in on Odyssey comments. Let's see. Let's see. Should I be using Firefox now, or will it usher in the end times? Jim, I just vote for whoever president you hate the least. Because every web browser has got its own issues. Israel and AI tech firm. What could possibly go wrong? I know, right? AI. Let's see. I missed that one. AI social services, like in the movies. Oh, great. That's good. The AI has determined it's time for you to die. That's what the AI will say up in Canada.
Yeah.
Detecting signs of anger. Should I be RoboCop? There you go. There's talking about. Let's see. Do you mean Tweaky from Buck Rogers? I don't know. Noka's Media, another fellow Odyssey artist there. Very good. Awesome. Buck Rogers, one was with, is it Tweaky?
Yeah.
Yeah, Buck Rogers had Tweaky.
Okay.
Yeah, about 4 feet tall.
Yeah,
so
little
what's Tweaky?
Robot dude.
Yeah, he'd walk around saying beady 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 beady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Trolls are everywhere. Is Jerry Springer still on? Not that I know of, but come on, man. I don't watch TV. I don't know what the latest one is. Dr. Phil, I guess, is currently on, right? As a kid, I always assumed it would be aliens that get us. Nope, it's gonna be us.
The AI stuff's going to become a problem with security too. You're going to start seeing more and more, hacking and chiseling with the AI.
Yeah.
Talk about science fiction. I finished Synapse. Is very good. Will you write a second book? I am working on it. I'm just trying to get there.
We're pushing them, man. We're pushing.
I'm having issues. I think I have 5 chapters written, but I feel like it's moving way too fast, and I don't feel like I have a solid direction as to where I want to go with it yet. I have some ideas, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. I thought the first one read pretty good, actually. So
I enjoyed the first one.
Well, thank you. AI, that's been synaptergy.com or tlm.li/s. I think I have a copy of it up here. If come to think of it, hopefully nothing else is.
Tom has that in audio version too.
Okay, never mind. I can't get that open right this second. There's too much other stuff. I'm sitting at a weird angle, so. Already have robots for sewer and drain inspection cleaning. There you go, you plumbers. How do you like? Are you going to use your AI?
So it's maybe that's how the Matrix world started.
Yeah, it does look like a plumber's nightmare in there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got a hand with multi-wrench.
Let's see. UBI. With UBI, the majority of people will still work. Yep. The biggest problem with UBI is that it makes people dependent on the state. It gives the state leverage over people. That is a problem because it effectively is communism. It's applied modern communism where instead of them handing you a piece of bread, they just hand you the money to buy the piece of corporate bread. They take it to digital currency. They won't allow you to have or make savings. Correct. Did you in the Matrix? Agent Smith was talking about the first version failed when they made the simulated was based on a real experiment where society fell apart when given everything needed. Oh, I forgot about that line in there. Yeah. But if you hand society everything it needs and it doesn't have to work for it, it will collapse society for sure.
Yeah, and he said when talking to Neo in the first that the main reason that the first version collapsed was that the world that the machines created were too perfect. So they went back to a world to a version of the world that was not perfect and had diseases and so on.
Yeah. When you have perfection in your life, things always get bad. Got a whole $23 in EBT because I worked my whole life and got SSDI and not SSI. Basically, it's like retirement. Yeah, $23. Yep, there you go. $23 a month to live on.
There you
go. You can almost buy a bag of potato chips with that. Like to fish and relax. I suck at it, but it's always good to be in nature. There you go. Yeah, nature's good. I just walk through nature. I don't have the patience for fishing. A woman cave where a woman can do whatever she wants without anyone telling her. But of course, they're calling it what, a she shed. She shed, whatever, you know. AI would be good for assisting and not taking over. The problem is, once you have an assistant, you're going to hand it a bunch of stuff, and that's the problem. Raz review is half asleep, but he's not sure which half. Very good.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's called editing and transforming, doing different iterations. Mind you, AI might be better for customer service. Probably would be as rude and sometimes useless as they are now. Yeah. I would not be looking forward to AI customer service. Like, I do not want to call your phone number and tell your machine what I'm talking
on
about.
The phone again.
Yeah. I did find most of those systems, if you swear at it incessantly, it will put a human on the phone. So.
Yeah, we had a version of that in the big telecom company in the year 2000s, because in their infinite wisdoms they implemented. We all for a long time had that when you call into the support, press this for this type of problem, press 2 for another type of problem. And then they implemented that you should say the number for help with bills, say bill, and often the various dialects that we have in Norway, it didn't understand all of them. And someone made a comment that they had a safety feature in that, whereas if someone was sounding angry or really annoyed, the phone system would automatically put them through to the first available support person, whether or not it was a support person or the sales department, just to get someone to talk to get someone to calm down. And I use that heavily whenever I needed to, while they still use that. So I'm angry on the phone, and very, very quickly I got someone on the phone.
You could also just mumble to it.
Yes, someone did that in Sweden in the 2000s somewhere. They have the railway company had a phone system where you could order tickets by stating where you wanted to go from and where you wanted to go to. And someone called in and just said some random gibberish in answer to question, and for 3 minutes the phone system was trying to understand where he wanted to go. And after some 3 minutes, the phone system, do you want to hang up now? Oh yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Lemon Heap says, where's everyone else on Rumble? I don't know. Like, Rumble's like, there's a lot of people watching on Rumble, but it's not a particularly talkative place on my channel. We got the ape finally jumped in, listening more than watching. That's generally how I do stuff as well. I usually listen more than watch.
With D-Live, Hal 9000 is the only one talking. He and Keegan.
Yeah, Rumble's where you kind of just go to watch and do your basket.
Yeah, reading. I mean, I've seen some channels have some pretty good Rumble stuff. Hey man, Rumble's getting
Redacted,
good.
It runs nonstop.
Our preserving our culture with Linux earned me 7 cents last week. Man, that's awesome. Ooh, this is why I don't put a ton of my stock in Rumble. But user practices. Let's see. They already have robots for swear and drain inspection cleanings. AI has useful practices, but not one. There was a show. I think is it a Netflix show? I think that is just short animation films. A friend of mine had a bunch of those, and we were watching a few of those. And one of those was it was called Automated Customer Service, and this AI vacuum was going crazy, like trying to kill her, and she had to get on the phone with them, and the AI's like, I sense you're mad. We're going to pause until you have calmed down. Meanwhile, this AI vacuum is actually trying to kill her.
Netflix has a show actually called Better Than Us, and it is about a robot AI that was developed in China for a company in Russia. Although everybody speaks English, when there's names on buildings and stuff like that, they put the subtitle, so you know what they are.
Yeah.
But actually, this thing comes over. It's in this building of this company that deals with these. And I mean, this guy has specially made, and they put it on a charging pad. Well, he leaves the room for a while, and something happens, and she gets knocked off her charging pad, and she goes down the floor of this multi-story building looking for charging pads till she gets outside and gets in the back of a van that has one.
Yep.
And then and then the Chinese lady robot looks at this little girl and goes, "Touch my hand." And the girl touches her hand. She's not more than 7 years old. And the robot goes, "You are now an authorized user." And then she takes it home. Well, this thing was designed to be a family unit to help with family things. But it had special features. Nobody knew about it because it was built by an experimental scientist in China. So it was above and beyond all the other ones that the company sold.
Interesting. All right. I think we're going to wrap this one up here. So let me grab the link for the Christian channel if anybody's interested in watching over there. We've been having some hot debates with some people over there in the last couple of videos I did because apparently I'm a heretic, but that's okay. I'll keep fighting. Sounds good. I did the heart behind the sovereignty debate. What is the basic heart and philosophies behind the Calvinist and Arminius views? And boy, people get hot over that issue. It's kind of funny, really. And then somehow it devolved into this King James only debate. It's like, dude, if you think the King James only is the only good version of the Bible, you got some problems. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it ain't the only good one.
Yeah.
So I'll drop the comment in here everywhere. If you guys are interested in that, is at 9 o'clock on our Christian channel. We talk about Hosea chapter 14. So you can jump on over for that one. And that'll start in about 1 hour from now. And then it will roll out to the alt tech platforms after that. But
there's a question on Odyssey if you are streaming that on Odyssey at the same time.
No, that was a premiere. And so the premieres drop on YouTube, and then once they're live, they'll appear over on Odyssey. And I don't know, a couple hours I think it takes. But all the videos will appear over there on Odyssey soon. So you can subscribe to the channel over there. Let me see if I can grab the Odyssey channel link. So if you want to just subscribe to the channel over there and do that, let me grab you that. Open link in new tab. Let's see. And copy. Wait, is that it? Wait, hold on. No. Is this it? Copy link. Let me attempt to open this up in some other browser just to make sure I have the right link copied. I don't want to send you to some administrative backend or something like that. That'd be
Yeah.
kind of screwed up. Okay. I think I got it. Wait. Close that. All right. So here is the Odyssey link to that channel. So if anybody is over there on Odyssey and just wants to follow the link over there, you can go ahead and do that. And you can find all the content over there. Of course, we have a Rumble channel as well for those that are on Rumble. We do have all the content mirrors itself over there as well. And with that, I think we are going to jump out, jump off from now. So any final words, anybody?
So it's an exciting future. It's going to be whatever happens. It's going to be interesting to see what will happen. And most of us participating here already know how it's going to end. But until that happens, it's going to be a fun journey, I think.
The genie's out of the bottle, and it's not going back in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the many things, Cylons are coming. So good hunting.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So say we all.
It's
right.
too late. Society is over for, and hopefully we'll survive one more day.